Imagine storing energy now and using it later. Travelling time zones without the dirty footprints. Imagine being remote but never far away, or having lights that safely guide you home. Imagine communities run by the sun, but did you know it's already begun? We're connecting South Australians to an energy future we can all be proud of. So imagine the power of possibility.
We all play the same game. The battlefield may look different, but between those painted lines, the feeling each of us get alongside our tribe. Let the moment sink in, then let it rip. The runs out wide, last-ditch efforts and clean sheets. The tap-in or rocket to the top bins. The eruption of the 12th player that sends shivers down your spine. It's in the way we celebrate, because football is everyone's game. Play football.
Imagine storing energy now and using it later. Travelling time zones without the dirty footprints. Imagine being remote but never far away, or having lights that safely guide you home. Imagine communities run by the sun, but did you know it's already begun? We're connecting South Australians to an energy future we can all be proud of. So imagine the power of possibility.
Good afternoon and welcome to the final match of round 5 of the Apex Steel Women's National Premier League South Australia tonight. The two teams that are currently occupying the bottom 2 spots of the WNPL ladder look to face off and build some momentum that they started to gain from last week. Both teams took points for the first time this year, but back-to-back results will give them a little bit more confidence heading into the Easter break. For West Torrens Birkalla, it was a 3 points is what they took away last week, rather, against top 3 opposition in Metro United, and just showing what they're capable of. For Campbelltown, a little bit of a different story. They shared points with Adelaide Uni after a dramatic finish involving 2 really late goals to equalise. Simon Jimenez with you today. Jack Smith Park, the sun's setting, and it'll cast a little bit less of a shadow in about 10 minutes or so, and the lights will come on here. We thank our partners, Apex Steel, official naming rights partner of the Apex Steel WNPLSA. Of course, SA Power Networks, empowering women's football, and RAA, proud supporters of Football South Australia. Our officials today, referee Zakir Husseini, assistants Sun Chen and Fazil Karemi. One World LED and Sportal scoreboard for all your indoor and outdoor LED solutions is set up at 0, ready to go. And it looks like we're going to be on time for a 5:30 kickoff this afternoon. warm afternoon here at Glenelg at Jack Smith Park. Just before kickoff, 31 degrees and change. And apparently we reached 34 today, which after last week, we had weather definitely dip a little bit to signify the end of daylight savings. We're back up to low 30s, so a little bit surprising. Reserves finished their game about half an hour ago now. Has cooled off just a little bit, but will still be pretty warm out on the field. It is an artificial pitch, and that does carry the heat a little bit, so especially for this first half before things cool down, it's a little bit warm. The two teams playing out there. We'll go through the lineups now for West Torrens Birkalla. El Parensis wearing the number 2. Mabel Day wearing the number 3. Number 4, Nicole Robertson. Number 7, Talia Bellardo. Number 8, Sasha Williams. Number 12, Michaela Quinn. Number 15, Caitlin Reardon. Number 16, captain for West Torrens Birkalla, Sarah Chappell. Number 20, Inanna Tuvi. Number 24, Mariah Applin. And number 27, Lena Vogelsang. On the bench they have Kendall Jenner, Emily Cousins, Ada Pedicic, Jasmine Franks, and Marie Benoides, and Sophie Betterman joins them as well. For Campbelltown, Josephine Trimboli is the captain. Summer Doman, Chantel Reid, Mariah Karatevli, Monique Rakiki, Georgia Yanella, Elizabeth Kafari, Kira Glins, Carla Madonna, Sienna Cavino, Daisy Allen, and on the bench, Michaela Belmonte, Grace Lukac, Michaela Sabonis, Roxanne Dodd, and Brooklyn Rigney. It looks like West Torrens Birkalla will be kicking from left to right. Campbelltown in the red, going from right to left. So as we said, both teams hoping to build on a little bit of momentum, taking points for the first time last week in round 4. In the case of West Torrens Birkalla, it was with a really convincing performance. It ended up being a 3-1 win against Metro United, which they secured just by playing really high-pressure football. Pretty impressive effort. They did concede one late, but they would be extremely proud of the effort that they did show. I had a chat to the West Torrens Birkalla bench after the game and said, who was your pick of the team? And the response, all 11 of them, which I think is accurate. Now, there has been one change on their side between last week and tonight, and that is that Inanna Tuvi will be the goalkeeper this afternoon, and Kendall Jenner will be on the bench. And we have kickoff. Meanwhile, Campbelltown last week, a tough game against Adelaide Uni, and it looked like they'd lost it, but 2 really late equalisers unexpectedly meant they went away with a point. So possibly consider themselves a little bit lucky in that instance, but a chance to show their quality tonight. And of course, these two teams are at the bottom of the ladder at the moment, so those points really, really crucial. It was a tough game for West Torrens Birkalla. RE8 NPLSA side here last night. Nil-all game against a quality Metro Stars outfit. That was nil-all at the 90-minute mark. But the sort of game where you would have expected to see a goal, it did come really, really late, but went into the West Torrens Birkalla net at the hands of one of their own players in Cole Morris. So a really tough way to end the evening for them, given the quality that Metro Stars show. West Torrens Birkalla probably would have considered it a win to get out of that 1-0, but not to be in the end. So a bit of an early delay here for West Torrens Birkalla. Since kickoff, the lights have gone on and the sun is getting a little bit lower, which I'm sure will be much to the delight of the folks helping out in the West Torrens Birkalla club rooms. I felt bad for the person in the kitchen before, had the sun right in her eyes, but still getting on with it and getting it done. Here come Campbelltown. managing to get it past West Torrens Birkalla, who showed their ability to press against really quality Metro United side last week, and no doubt they'll look to do that again this evening. All the way back to 2V. All searching for Williams. A very solid game last week, especially in the first half. She was one of the standouts. Very active in attacking areas. Reed playing it all the way back to Trimboli. So that's one of the changes for Campbelltown tonight. Josephine Trimboli going into the side wearing the captain's armband and the grey keeper's kit for Campbelltown. Here they come trying to mount a bit of an attack. Played it back. Oh, a chance here for Campbelltown. Just 3 minutes in, putting a score on the board. What an opening here for Campbelltown away. It was really late goals for them last week, but just 3 minutes in on the One World and LED Sportal scoreboard for all your indoor and outdoor LED solutions. What a start for Campbelltown, and West Torrens Birkalla, who got off to a flying start last week, already on the back foot here, just 3 minutes in. Shows what potentially just a little bit of confidence can do. Crossed into Vogelsang to Williams. She manages to keep it. Another play that was such a handful last week. Gets the cross off. It's out and will go for a goal kick for Campbelltown. So not a bad start at all for Campbelltown here at Jack Smith Park. It is, of course, the final game of this round of the WNPL. Last night we saw West Adelaide. I'm looking at the wrong week here. That's next week. I'll correct myself. I did say it right. West Adelaide did play last night. They didn't play the team I was about to say. In fact, they faced Football SA's NTC squad and got a win. Top team on the table at the moment, securing a 4-3 win. Meanwhile, Flinders United got a 2-0 win home against Adelaide City. Adelaide Uni 1-0 against Salisbury Inter, and Adelaide Comets getting a big 5-1 win against Metro United. As we look at the Apex Steel WNPLSA table, West Adelaide sitting pretty at the top on 15 points. Adelaide Comets, Football SA and Adelaide Uni occupying spots 2, 3 and 4 respectively, but all on 8 points. Metro United on 7. There's some calls from the crowd for yellow card to be shown, not to be. Mid-table in the Apex Steel WNPL, Salisbury Inter, Flinders United, each on 6 points. Adelaide City on 5, and West Torrens Birkalla 3 points. Campbelltown City just 1 point at the moment. So ladder implications for either team if they get the win tonight, as Tuvi takes it comfortably on her chest. So with the West Torrens Birkalla win, they'll get onto even points with Salisbury Inter and Flinders United. Campbelltown, for them it'll mean they get off the bottom spot and overtake the team that they're facing tonight in West Torrens Birkalla. And not a bad way to start the game tonight, getting up at just the 3-minute mark on the One World LED and Sportal scoreboard for all your indoor and outdoor LED solutions. Franklin running onto it. Gets the ball off, but way too high. Well clear of the crossbar and won't trouble Josephine Trimboli at all. Who we mentioned is back in the side tonight after not playing last week. In the side for Campbelltown, wearing the number 2, Summer Doman, who scored that equaliser all the way late in the 97th minute last week. Roxanne Dodd is on the bench. She came on as a sub last week, scored in the 93rd minute. So came on in the 89th minute, scored in the 93rd. So that's an impact. Here come Campbelltown. There's Summer Doman, last week's late goal scorer with a cross, gets it off. Oh. Beat Tuvey, but wasn't goalward. And another testy moment there for West Torrens Birkalla. Georgie Yanella was floating it around with it, wanting to put it in the back of the net, but not to be. Finds Bilardo. She was in that receiving position a lot last week. Vogelsang, here she goes. And there we go, equalised 9-minute mark on the One World LED and Sportal scoreboard for all your indoor and outdoor LED solutions. So all tied up, 1-1, Jack Smith Park at this very early stage. And I mentioned just how much of a standout player Lena Vogelsang was last week. Didn't manage to find the back of the net though, but tonight she has. She scored 3 goals from the first 3 rounds, so if my maths is correct, which I think I could trust it, the number's less than 5, she's up to 4 goals so far this season, so effective for West Torrens Birkalla after she joined the side from Adelaide Uni last year. Just looking at the form of these two teams. As I said, first 3 rounds, losses for the 2 of them. For West Torrens Birkalla, it was a 2-4 loss against Football SA in round 1 at home, followed by 3-1 against Adelaide City away. Then 1-5, the hands of the Apex Steel WNPLSA League leaders, West Adelaide, at home in round 3. And of course, changing the momentum of things last week with that impressive 3-1 win at Metro United away. Campbelltown looking for a Kiki. It's well clear of her, but Tuvey happy to see it over the line for a goal kick. So a 3-1 loss for Campbelltown in round 1 against Metro United. In round 2, it was a 4-0 loss to Flinders United, 2-0 Salisbury into round 3. And of course, last week, that big 2-2 draw, thanks to those 2 goals after 90 minutes, to help them take a point away from that encounter. As if West Torrens Birkalla managed to keep that in, they did not. Josephine Trimboli will take this goal kick. Testy moment here for Campbelltown. It's not cleared well. To end up with possession now, and here they'll come on the counter attack. Looking for Doman. Another loose ball, eventually found Chantel Reid, but West Torrens Birkalla looking to pounce. Talia Bilardo, who was really effective in doing that last week. Williams wants it on the far side. Just high for her, though she's still chasing. Does manage to... No, she doesn't quite manage to win the throw-in from it. Campbelltown. They're forced over the line for another throw-in. Just 10 yards or so advanced from where they took the last one. So not an easy start to the season for either of these two sides, but you have to say the more confident out of the two would probably be West Torrens Birkalla, given the performance they put on last week. Here they come, Bellardo. Ends up with Applin, Vogelsang. Scooped up. Campbelltown clear it here. Just beyond Rakiki, and a quick throw-in taken by Day. Williams tries to centre it to Bellardo, but not to be. So Campbelltown have had one good opportunity since that goal at the 3-minute mark. Although West Torrens Birkalla have equalised and put them under a bit of attacking pressure. Haven't had a clear shot on yet. It does look that West Torrens Birkalla's front three is going to be a real handful. With Bellardo in the centre. Applin looks to be on that advanced left-hand side of her. And then Williams to her right. So Applin, Bellardo, and Williams make up the front three for West Torrens Birkalla. Williams finds herself with it to Bellardo. Holds up play, offloads it to Williams. Neat little through ball to Pyrenitsis, but gives it up. Williams still fighting though. She still wants to take up with possession, that advanced position, but Campbelltown here to counter-attack. Kiki dispossessed, but she's fighting for it as well. A stray foot from Nicole Robertson. The 67th minute goal scorer last week for West Torrens Birkalla. Gives away the free kick, and Campbelltown will play it on quickly, but to an opposition. Bellardo taking on Reed. Attempt a little through ball to find Reardon, who was another player that was just a real handful last week. Doesn't find her, but either way, Campbelltown still living under pressure here. Had a quick chat to Christopher Goddard, the West Torrens Birkalla coach, after last week's game, and he was complimentary at Campbelltown. He even spoke about West Torrens Birkalla's form and the fact that they didn't get a win in the top three, and just said how close the competition is, and how every team is capable of having good halves, but it's all about that consistency and actually managing to come away with a result at the end. Williams plays it up the line to no one. Searching for Doman. It's given up. Applin. Applin had a bit of a collision with Carly Madonna there. I want a chance here for Summer Doman. Played straight into the hands of Nana Tuvi. Resumes her role between the sticks. Kendall Jenner goalkeeping duties for West Torrens Birkalla last week. They're doing it really, really capably too. I was pretty impressed. Given that high press that West Torrens Birkalla were playing, and some dangerous sort of opportunities to counter-attack for Metro United when they did with possession. She was really capably able to scoop up those loose balls and just reassure her side. Here comes Bellardo. Shot off her left foot if she's able to take it. Decides to offload it. Reardon. Launches off the left foot, but capably taken by Josephine Trimboli. Reardon, Caitlin Reardon will be one of those players to watch tonight. 29th minute goal last week. Second goal of the night against Metro United. And as I said earlier, just a real handful on the wing. So she's supporting Applin on that left-hand side. Williams was looking for Bilardo there, but not able to find her. So plenty of numbers up front for West Torrens Birkalla. As it said, that front three combination of Applin, Bilardo, Williams, with Vogel saying just that high central mid position for support. It's a long ball. Bilardo gets ahead to it, but nowhere near in the end, and this will be a goal kick. Defensive lineup of West Torrens Birkalla looks a little bit different to last week. Day was the player who just found the ground. Offloaded to Piranitsis. A chance for a shot here. Takes off the right foot, which we saw in action last week. She launched an absolute cracker from maybe 30 yards out. Just came off the keeper's fingertips and hit the crossbar. One of those balls that just came out of nowhere. Now, I believe Piranitsis was playing defensive role last week. Looks like she is more advanced. Playing in the centre of midfield-ish sort of function tonight. Summer Diamond, gather this up. She's got Yanella in the middle, as well as Rakiki. She struggles to keep it in. It'll be a throw in here for West Torrens Birkalla. That'll be taken by their captain in Sarah Chappell. Interesting to see a couple of players stretching out cramps in the first half. Not something you usually see, but you also don't usually see 34-degree days at this point in April. So although the weather is a little bit more pleasant at this particular point in time, it was pretty warm as they were going through their warm-up routines. It's a loose ball that Diamond was looking to run onto. Keithy rather. Madonna clears it. Finds Yanella. Brings it through to Rakiki. Now she has got Doman advancing on the other side, but like she was going to try advance it herself, but dispossessed. And eventually cleared by West Torrens Birkalla. Kira Glynns back to Madonna. Across to Chantel Reid. Another a chance here as Afflin plays it through to Williams. If she's composed here, she can get a shot off. She does. Just manages to sneak it on that inside of that upright and beat Josephine Trimboli. So now 2-1 up for West Torrens Birkalla at home at Jack Smith Park. 22 minutes showing on the One World LED and Sportal scoreboard for all your indoor and outdoor LED solutions. So some early impact for Williams. And 3 goals worth of action just a quarter of the way into the game. Quick little drinks break for the players, given the temperature that they are dealing with at the moment. And while we have got a quick little break in play, we thank our partners, Apex Steel, official naming rights partner of the Apex Steel WNPLSA. Of course, SA Power Networks, empowering women's football, and RAA, proud supporters of Football South Australia. At the end of our match today, we'll name the power player of the match, proudly supported by SA Power Networks. Standout players already trying to make a mark on this game. We have seen 3 goals already at this early stage. A lot to unfold yet. Little chance midway through the half to get some additional instructions as well, so it'll be interesting to see if anything's done different to close out this half. Pleasant night here at Jack Smith Park. Now it has cooled off just a couple of degrees. The sun's gone down behind us. We're looking at a nice bright full moon and some pink clouds above us there. Twilight football not too far from the beach. Ball is looking for a Kiki, but it's intercepted. It finds Williams. Played long straight into the Campbelltown defender. Kafari floats it to Allen. Minella gets ahead to it. Vogelsang finds Bilardo. Chip led a wall that it's just a little bit beyond Vogelsang. Comes Reardon on that far side. A little bit isolated though, and cleared by Chantel Reid. She'll have to have another crack at clearing it here. So you can see the pressure that West Torrens Birkalla applies when they do attempt to play it out from the back. So something to consider for Campbelltown as this game progresses. Are they putting themselves under a little bit too much pressure by trying to play it out? Or do they continue to back themselves in? Josephine Trimboli does opt to send it long in this instance. As Chapel fights for it. Leans to Allen, but intercepted by Williams. Lardo's running towards it. Captain and keeper, who was back in the side this week, Josephine Trimboli, takes matters into her own hands. She chooses again to clear it long, which is interesting. She had defenders either side of her there to try play it out from the back, but perhaps she maybe has reconsidered the tack, whether to build her up from the back slowly. Quick stoppage in players. One of the West Torrens Birkalla players goes to ground. Delivered long and into a dangerous position. Bilardo will try to get ahead to it, but confidently gathered up by Trimboli. And chooses it to clear it long once again, but this time straight to the chest of Nicole Robertson. Finds Reardon. She gets that cross off looking for Bilardo. Doesn't make it there. Allen searching for Doman, and that ball doesn't make it there. Well controlled by Reed. Campbelltown just struggling to get it outside of their half at the moment. Big clearance from Allen. It does get out of their half now, but there's a bit of a fight for it. Tuvi just manages to beat Georgie Yanella to it. Keefe fighting with Williams. Williams wins. Francis was calling for it, but it's gone back down the other end now. Oh, just missed time from Summer Doman on that occasion. She was looking for like Georgie Yanella in the middle there. Didn't manage to find her either, but quick break potential for Campbelltown. So despite the fact that West Torrens Birkalla putting them under a fair bit of pressure, there has been a couple of chances for Campbelltown so far. The key for them certainly looks to be on that right-hand side at the feet of Summer Doman. So that's the challenge of that West Torrens Birkalla are going to be dealing with tonight when it comes to Campbelltown's attack. Williams looking for Vogelsang. It's well gathered up, but Vogelsang will continue to fight for it. Reardon launches it off the left boot. Chantel Reid intercepts it and puts it out, and there'll be a corner. West Torrens Birkalla here. They'll be well rehearsed with their corner kicks because it seemed like they took about 1 million of them last week against Metro United. What can they do here tonight, though, with Jack Smith Park? It's delivered right in front. Bit of a handful for Trimboli to deal with. And it's ended up in the back of the net. So 3-1 up for West Torrens Birkalla 30 minutes in. Didn't see the player that did get it in the back of the net. It was a pretty busy and frantic exchange there in the end, but just a little bit too crowded. Josephine Trimboli, a little bit too difficult for her to deal with, but a little bit concerning at this point in the game. 3-1 showing on the One World LED and Sportable scoreboard for all your indoor and outdoor LED solutions. 31 minutes in. But we do know that Campbelltown are able to score equalisers late, although that is a long way from us. And we also saw from the first 3 rounds that West Torrens Birkalla have started strong and let the game go out of their hands, in particular during the first 3 rounds, as we said. And they have conceded plenty of goals in the past as well, and particularly talk about round 1 against Football SA at home. They conceded 4, conceded 5 against West Adelaide, conceded 3 against Adelaide City. So just won last week. But they do have to cross their T's and dot their I's tonight just to make sure that this one doesn't slip away from them. Here come Campbelltown. Looking like they're feeling the pressure because that one was played up the wing there, but not managing to find anyone. Break from usual WNPL action next week with the cup round taking place. Before that, we'll see, after that rather, we'll see Campbelltown City host Adelaide Comets. Oh, bit of a shot here from Monique Rakiki, seemingly out of nowhere, just managed to sneak through. Very tidy save in the end. Anana Tuvi just managed to get the fingertips to it. It was well placed to just slip on the inside of that upright on the near side. Not to be though, but Campbelltown do have a corner kick from here. Been slim pickings in this game so far, so a real opportunity for Campbelltown to do something. They've only got one player in that 6-yard box. It's trying to impede Anana Tuvi there, so it looks like these other players will run in or possibly miss hit though. Monique Rakiki did manage to get ahead to it, but doesn't manage to go anywhere threatening. It's corner goal kick rather will be taken by Anana Tuvi. Long ball searching for Reed, and she won't get to it though. Played back to Trimboli. Caught the head of a panic Chantel Reed. And under pressure again, Campbelltown. Almost managed to clear it to Doman, but she doesn't win the ball ultimately. High ball to Bilardo. Back to Applin. Glides it off to Reardon. And ultimately it will be a goal kick. So here's some stats for you. 9 goals conceded in the first 3 rounds for actually it's some let's include all 4. Tells a bit of a better story. 11 goals conceded in the first 3 rounds for Campbelltown. And what's that? 4, 7, 12, 13 conceded by West Torrens Birkalla in the first 4 rounds. So here come Campbelltown looking to exploit what on paper looks like maybe some defensive vulnerabilities for West Torrens Birkalla. This stage still looking like an arm wrestle at times, but West Torrens Birkalla, the team that's just benefiting from putting on that pressure. Vogelsang finds Bilardo. She doesn't manage to find Reardon with the flick. Kiki was looking for Zoman on that far right-hand side. As I mentioned earlier, key for Campbelltown looks to lie on that right-hand side, so it'll be interesting once the teams do switch directions for halftime to get a bit of a closer look at that, as it will be a little bit close to our camera position here. Of course, there'll be plenty of work to do in the second half for Campbelltown by the looks of things at the moment. Although, as we have said time and time again, well able to score late. Again, just recapping last week, 89th minute is when Roxanne Dodd came on, and it was only 4 minutes later that she found the back of the net. Then with a little bit of confidence, just 4 minutes later again, Summer Doman. Reardon just put beyond Bilardo there and into the hands of Trimboli. He's calling for options. Opts to play it long. Over the head of Yanella. Kiki will find it. She has got options in the middle. She finds one just about. The cross looked good, but just inches too far in front of Georgia Yanella. Possibly would have been a little bit too far out from goal. It's beat Anana Tubi. She was outside the 6-yard box. She was running in with quite a bit of pace, but to generate that much power off the head would have been a bit of an ask. Another chance here. Monika Rikiki, she'll look for that cross once more off the right foot. Not quite as well placed on this occasion, but a chance for West Torrens Birkalla here on the counter-attack. Williams. Bilardo. Vogelsang's in front of her. Will she shoot off the right foot here? Ends up not having much to it. Josephine Trimboli comfortable enough to stop that with her foot. Doman. All the way back to Reed. Minutes on the One World LED and Sportal scoreboard. 3-1 to the advantage of the home team at Jack Smith Park. West Torrens Birkalla, who, although they're applying plenty of pressure tonight, haven't had the fluidity that we saw last week against Metro United. Having said that, though, we've seen as many goals tonight just in this first half as we saw last week in its entirety. Of course, in that instance, they got all the way up 3-0 and conceded one, but it was Campbelltown tonight that opened the scoring at just the 3-minute mark. Bilardo tries to flick it over her head, nothing on it in the end. Sends it long to Doman. Ball finds Yanella. Centered it. Looking to put it in range for Akiki, but just beyond in the end. Sent in long looking for Doman, but ultimately just managed to find the head of Nicole Robertson instead. Now, Campbelltown's task looks pretty clear in the second half. What will West Torrens Birkalla do, though? They do have that 2-0 lead that they'll likely carry into halftime. At times last week when they had the lead, they did look a little bit complacent. And as I said earlier, they did concede one back from Metro United. They do look most confident and capable when they're playing aggressively and putting on that high pressure. Is that something they'll look to do or try to shore up things at the back in the second half? But for now, it's all attack. Bilardo flicks it on, looking for Williams. It won't get to her. Gathered up by Kira Glynns. Seen over. Kira Glynns, one of 3 players that is wearing red this year after making a cross-town journey from Adelaide Comets to join Campbelltown. And so far, a little bit of a tough start to the season for them. But a chance tonight with a big effort in the second half to change the fortunes of Campbelltown City. Kafari, she's got Doman running into the middle. Takes on the West Torrens Birkalla player, but just a little bit too late in trying to get rid of it in the end. Choked up by West Torrens Birkalla. Just 30 seconds away from 45-minute mark in this first half. We haven't seen a lot of stoppage in this particular game. WNPL, there tends to be a little bit less hold-up than in the NPL competitions. Just tends to be the usual trend. But the puzzle for the second half looks to be just how do the Campbelltown try to overcome this pressure from West Torrens Birkalla and just get some more reliable sources of attacking high and getting through this West Torrens Birkalla midfield and defence. Bowley runs forward to capably claim that. Minute mark, but play goes on and a chance for Campbelltown here. Got the shot off, but ultimately not to challenge West Torrens Birkalla goalkeeper in Anana Tuvi. Loose ball there that's gathered up by Bilardo. Flicks it across to Reardon. Chance if she can get it off her left foot. She has a Campbelltown defender to deal with. Still ends up with possession and looks for Applin in the middle. Piranitsis. For a second she might have wound up for it, but opts to try chip it over for someone to run onto. Couldn't be long left on the One World LED and Sportal scoreboard for indoor and outdoor LED solutions. 47 minutes just about to show. Check of the watch. No whistle as of yet, though, from our referee, Zakir Husseini. Of course, assisted by Sun Chen and Fazil Karemi. And there goes the whistle. 3-1, the advantage of West Torrens Birkalla against Campbelltown City at Jack Smith Park. Of course, we thank our partners, Apex Steel, official naming and rights partner of the Apex Steel WNPLSA. SA Power Networks, empowering women's football, and RAA, proud supporters of Football South Australia, will return in a few minutes and get ready for a big second half where Campbelltown City have plenty of work to do. Will they manage to change the trajectory of this game and do as they did last week, get a couple of equalisers late? Hopefully they don't leave it too late. But gearing up for a big second half here at Jack Smith Park. We'll see you in a second.
Imagine storing energy now and using it later. Travelling time zones without the dirty footprints. Imagine being remote but never far away, or having lights that safely guide you home. Imagine communities run by the sun, but did you know it's already begun? We're connecting South Australians to an energy future we can all be proud of. So imagine the power of possibility.
We all play the same game. The battlefield may look different, but between those painted lines, the feeling each of us get alongside our tribe. Let the moment sink in, then let it rip. The runs out wide, last-ditch efforts and clean sheets. The tap-in or rocket to the top bins. The eruption of the 12th player that sends shivers down your spine. It's in the way we celebrate, because football is everyone's game. Play football.
A nice run forward, only him and Bartuli, and just couldn't quite get there.
What's the save?
Wins the corner though, but Bartuli. Busasa sends it into the area, and it's Vaughan. Leaps in and tips it over the crossbar, and if he did not, that was going to rock that net.
Those lines of Tavares. He then cuts it to Voigt. Voigt with the touch inside, hits it, and that's a great save from Delingas.
Jason Constantopoulos one-on-one with Lazeka. Crispin Constantopoulos with a shot. Late tackle maybe, but great save there from Barbaro. One final chance for the Blue Eagles. It's a good ball in. It's got a flick. It's got a second one, but that's an unbelievable save from Sebastian Matosevic. We said Oscar Moore's man of the match, but he's kept 2 goals out. They were clearly going in the back of the net.
He's made some unbelievable.
Puts in the penalty and wins the grand final for Campbelltown City. Just headed away. Only to Metro Stars though, edge of the box here. Visser. Now Gow with a little flick. Visser back in the box, and then the finish by Hamish Gow to get them 1-0 up early on. What a goal.
Oh wow! Oh my god! That was insane! What a way to equalise!
Prime
variety. Only as far as Mullen. Mullen hits it with the outside of the line. Can you believe it? Mullen with a second outside of the right boot. Mine's going to take it, and he does. And he picks his spot, and he finishes with a bomb. And that's his hat-trick, and the 8th goal for Playford to make it 8.
Costelli beaten to it by Caden. Now finds Anthony Costa, top of the box, goes with his left foot. Anthony Costa gets a second. He's got a brace in the first half, and he's taken Adelaide Croatia into a 2-0 lead at half time, David.
That's a beautiful finish. He just picked his spot out perfectly there, but gosh, Birkalla have just left themselves exposed there.
On the back of the announcement of the celebration of football, NPLSA will be investing $50,000 into a coach education fund. $35,000 will be invested into community coach education, which will see 19 courses at club venues and over 500 community coaches. Working closely with clubs to develop and upskill coaches will strengthen the grassroots community, which will obviously benefit the football community as a whole.
Can only be beneficial because most of the clubs, most of the coaches start off just as parents coaching their kids' teams, and they're learning on the job as much as the kids. So this would be perfect because not only would the kids be getting coached, the coaches will be getting coached.
As a club, we struggle to attract good coaches, and having this sort of funding coming our way will actually allow us to sort of offer more boys and girls out there to actually coach at the club. Everything comes at a cost these days, and this award presented to our club here again will allow our average parents, supporters, players to the opportunity to come out and actually to take on coaching and to be part of it. They've got a passion about this sport and a passion about this club. They'll be able to come here now, get trained up, and actually take on a team and just move forward with us here.
The remaining $15,000 will be invested into a joint initiative with NPLSA, Adelaide United and PSV, where selected coaches and technical directors from South Australia will be given the professional development opportunity to go to PSV in October 2025.
Once you get the bug for the coaching, you love it, and you love seeing the kids improve, especially the connection to your club. You want to see the kids come through at your club, and it's just a win-win for everyone.
Something here, plays out to Panagakos, and it's Panagakos! What an absolute cracker. Alicia Panagakos kicks off the season for Adelaide University.
And I mean, if Alicia keeps the play well instead of
has a shot, it's gone in, Tom and Bonner, and just as we were talking about just a minute ago, has had a very good last 20 minutes just come right into the game. It's 1-0 up.
Goes to Yamada. Good turn. Needs to find an option. Might even look to go for herself. Nini Yamada! Makes it 3-2 for West Adelaide. 20 minutes left.
Such a quality player to have in this competition. Long shot there by Notridge.
It's gone in! Well, it was just a speculative effort by Notridge, and it looked like Elliott never picked it up, and Comets have taken the lead.
Coles Mini Roos is more than just football. It is a place to find our feet, learn new skills, and meet new friends. A place to start small and feel 10 feet tall. To have fun and laugh, to build confidence from the ground up. A place to belong. Football starts here. Find your place. Join our team.
We all play the same game. The pitch may change, but the stakes are the same. The ball we desire, the moves we admire. Because football is everyone's game. Play football.
Imagine storing energy now and using it later. Travelling time zones without the dirty footprints. Imagine being remote but never far away, or having lights that safely guide you home. Imagine communities run by the sun, but did you know it's already begun? We're connecting South Australians to an energy future we can all be proud of. So imagine the power of possibility.
Ghana United is like home football.
It's always been our goal to move into State League.
Here it's a very family culture. There's a sense of oneness between the Resis, 18s, seniors. Everyone just feels like brothers.
You know, it's like how they say, you train the way you play, but actually when you rock up game days, we actually play like our heart is the last thing that's left, you know what I mean?
I'm loving it. Really good culture, really good environment. It's going great so far in the preseason.
About culture, you know, we open the door, every culture comes to mix to us.
Ghana United will be a club that can play football, simple football, good football, that we will be in the next couple of years moving to the NPL.
Very thrilled, very excited.
Expect to see some rainbow flicks. That's what makes us Ghana FC, man.
To make its way through to Nicola despite the deflection. Here's Hazelwood, who does well to control the ball with the head. Hazelwood storming into the area, tries the shot, great save. And that should give Elliott a bit more confidence. He's done really, really well there. That ball was travelling.
Here's Hood, just needs to finish, gets it past Murphy. Needs to have some sort of hit. And Murphy manages to backpedal and make the stop.
Coles Mini Roos is more than just football. It is a place to find our feet, learn new skills, and meet new friends. Football starts here. Find your place. Join our team.
Other Atletico is being built on 6 pillars. It's about respect, about community, fairness, development, technology.
Atletico is become a family, a big family.
This club's got a lot of opportunity to grow. There's a lot of potential here with all the players and the boys, and it's just like a very good place to be at.
We want to be competitive. We want to drive and develop our culture. We've gone out and we've got a few experienced players. I mean, I've gone and got a very good goalkeeper. We've got a really talented Argentinian guy and a couple of older players.
We're a good quality of boys. All the boys are already in a few weeks, are getting really close.
We want to make sure that everybody that plays at this club feels that they're getting the benefit of our coaching group.
We literally do what we preach, which is let's just play.
Welcome back for the second half. The final match of round 5 in the Apex Steel Women's National Premier League, South Australia. West Torrens Birkalla hosting Campbelltown tonight, and it was an action-packed first half. We'll recap that in just a moment. We thank our partners, Apex Steel, official naming rights partner of the Apex Steel WNPLSA, if I can get my words out. SA Power Networks, empowering women's football, and RAA, proud supporters of Football South Australia. Simon Jimenez with you as we ready ourselves for a big second half where Campbelltown have plenty of work ahead of them, as will West Torrens Birkalla, to try fend off, which I'm sure will be a big half of action as Campbelltown try to get a couple of equalisers. As we look back at the game that has been so far, really early start for scoring, just 3 minutes before Campbelltown got us off the line. Monique Rakiki putting it away after Kafari put it into space just ahead of her. Just 6 minutes later, West Torrens equalising when Vogelsang, after some service from Bilardo, controlled it beautifully onto her right foot and found the back of the net. 27th minute, Applin put it into the path of Williams, who put it away surely just on the inside of the upright. Then 32nd minute, it was Nicole Robertson that managed to take an advantage of a bit of a scramble following a corner kick and eventually put it over the line. So, as we said, the big story last week from Campbelltown's outing was those two late equalisers in the 93rd and 97th minute. We know they can score goals late. Hopefully they won't leave it that late tonight, and they can get themselves back into this game away for West Torrens Birkalla. The challenge for them to fend off Campbelltown at this stage, and they've got the decision to make. Do they keep that high pressure game that they had in that first half that was effective for the most part, or do they try to sit back and just control this game just a little bit more? Campbelltown have had chances throughout that first half. Of course, as we said, they opened the scoring just 3 minutes in. There was a couple of different opportunities that they've had. Monique Rakiki, Georgie Yanella, Summer Doman, all having opportunities at various times. So there is scope for Campbelltown to exploit in the second half. Of course, at full time, we'll name our Power Player of the Match, proudly supported by SA Power Networks. Still a lot of chance for players to make an impact with half of the game still to go. So as it sits at the moment, Campbelltown at the bottom of that Apex Steel WNPL ladder on just 1 point, and Birkalla second to bottom with 3 points. However, Birkalla do manage to carry this lead through to 90 minutes and jump up to 6 points. There's a chance to leapfrog a couple of teams because all the other games have played out this round. Of course, next week there will be a bit of a break in regular WNPL and NPL programming with the cup rounds, but still plenty to get through tonight as West Torrens Birkalla look for a chance. Off the foot of Williams. It was a funny looking kick from her, sort of lazily taken, but into a really dangerous spot. Only inches above the crossbar in the end. But 47-minute goal could have just been that nail in the coffin for Campbelltown at this early stage of the second half. No changes coming out at half-time. Georgie Yanella searching for Monique Rakiki on that far side. It doesn't get to her though. Vogelsang played onto Williams. Gathered up by Campbelltown. Summer Doman's calling for it on the far side. Doesn't get as far as her though. Georgia Yanella has it though. Another chance to find Summer Doman. It doesn't. Cole Robertson. Seemingly the scorer of the third goal. I say seemingly because I didn't quite tell from the replay who footed it over. I believe it was her, but apologies if I did get that wrong. There's a lot of bodies in front of that ball at the 32-minute mark following that corner. Campbelltown playing with a little bit of urgency at this point. Looks like they've just dialed things up to try and get a result here. Bellardo back to Piranitsis. She launches it long. We know she likes to do that. Go back to Trimboli. Distributed to Summer Doman on the near side. Tries to find Georgia Yanella, who lets out a groan of frustration. Is not quite there for her. Chance for Campbelltown here. Just put that a little bit too far ahead of Georgia Yanella rather. But you get the feeling as well as Campbelltown dial up the intensity, that does leave opportunity for West Torrens Birkalla to exploit. Just noticing Caitlin Reardon getting some quick instruction from her bench. I think this is going to be the action side of the field for this second half. Summer Doman was the player that got the equaliser in the 97th minute last week, and she does seem to be a source of spark for this Campbelltown side. Applin, Bellardo, back to Applin, to Vogelsang. Decides to look for a gap herself. Tried to put it ahead of Williams to take advantage on that far side. Doesn't manage to find her. Here come Campbelltown on the counter-attack. Summer Doman plays it in the middle. Looking for Georgia Yanella, but just beyond her as the whistle goes. Offside. Does indeed look like offside. That delivery from Summer Doman just not quite where Georgia Yanella would have wanted it, just beyond her, and she was forced to track back. Intercepted by Rakiki, and again she has options. Sends it from long. Nanatuvi was off the line, but well on top of that. Bit of a call from the West Torrens Birkalla bench just to urge his teams to stay aware as Campbelltown just try to ignite things here, given their position on the ladder at the moment. Bottom, just 1 point, 3 losses and 1 draw. No choice for Campbelltown really but to go for a result tonight. Piranitsis will take it. Sends it right into that danger zone. Scattered up by Trimboli and distributed short. Summer Doman plays it long for Elizabeth Kafari, who played that through ball through to Monique Rakiki. That opened up that opportunity into the 3rd minute to open the scoring for Campbelltown. Georgia Yanella taking it upon herself to win that one. Bit of a fire lit under her at the moment. It's Campbelltown battle here. Cavino to Doman. Once Kafari again as she battles, just gets ahead of the West Torrens Birkalla defender, gets that cross off. Here's a chance. Monique Rakiki does get a foot to it, but not quite with enough oomph to get past Nana Tuvi. He's between the sticks for West Torrens Birkalla tonight, but more chances here for Campbelltown early, which is encouraging. They will, of course, need a big effort to get at least 2 equalisers up on the one-wheeled and LED scoreboard for all your indoor and outdoor LED solutions. Finds the head of Vogelsang. Gathered up by Campbelltown. Oh, well won by Monique Rakiki. She's got Georgie Yanella in the middle, who she finds. Summer Doman's floating around. Decides to take a shot. Just a little bit too direct towards Nana Tuvi, and another call from the West Torrens Birkalla bench just to switch on. Bit of physical contact from Kira Glynns, and he has blown the whistle. Vogelsang that went to ground there. Who's a very strong player. She's a handful when she's competing for the ball. Delivered in long, but ahead of both Bilardo and Reardon. Reardon finds herself with it though. Launches off the left boot, looking for the head of Williams, but just a little bit high for her. Georgie Nell again just charging in, trying to find that. Robertson trying to play it on Bilardo, doesn't get there. Played it towards the middle, but it's well beyond Georgie Yanella, and no one past her to gather it. Won't matter though, because it went out. Nicole Robertson will take this throw around the halfway mark. Conditions a lot more pleasant now at this 56-minute mark of the game than there were at kickoff at 5:30 on the dot. 31 degrees at that stage. It would have been even warmer on the turf given this artificial surface we've got here at Jack Smith Park. Certainly dropped off a few degrees now, and quite a pleasant night here at Glenelg. Donna sends it right into a dangerous area. A chance here. Give a shout from the Campbelltown supporters. West Torrens Birkalla, just another moment of looking vulnerable there. You can see the Campbelltown bench just heading to warm up now. But the players on the field trying to get something cooking here. Elizabeth Kafari didn't manage to find Georgie Yanella in that instance and has gone out. It'll be a throw in here. Big thumping clearance from Vogelsang. A little bit shaky. Oh! Reardon goes to ground. ultimately won by Campbelltown almost. Still a bit of a duel happening at the moment. That was a really fascinating bit of play there because Caitlin Reardon was advancing the ball while Chantel Reid was distracted with a little bit of a push and shove match in the middle of the park there, and just one of those moments where you don't want to get distracted by what's actually happening on the ball. Have a quick look at that replay. Yeah, it looked like Reid copped a bit of a bump from Bilardo and decided to give her one back, but it was just a distraction for that run that Reardon was making. Support forced to come back from Campbelltown in that instance, but I want to be really careful here, Campbelltown, because despite putting forth a good attacking effort so far in this second half, that goal from West Torrens Birkalla could just put things beyond reach as we approach 60 minutes on the One World LED and Sportal scoreboard for all your indoor and outdoor LED solutions. Of course, we thank Apex Steel, naming rights partner of the Apex Steel WMPL. SA Power Networks, empowering women's football in SA. And of course, RAA, proud supporters of Football South Australia. And of course, still all eyes on this field to help decide who's going to be the player that sticks out among the rest for the Power Player of the Match, proudly supported by SA Power Networks. Saying played it forward, but to no one in the end. Josephine Trimboli will clear this. Kafari just slips over the ball, being held up. Bilardo there. Just looked like Kafari was a little bit preoccupied with what was going on with Bilardo there. It's always tricky when it's a high pressure situation like this, but the pressure's all on Campbelltown at the moment, so can't afford to get concerned with these side quests happening off the ball. Ball in from Chappell. Doman centres it, but the wrong colour shirt. Vogel saying just manages to offload it to Reardon, who's just thumped it over. It'll be a goal kick here. "61 minutes on the clock at the moment, and we can see players from both sides just warming up at the moment. Will these changes be incoming? Of course, it was a sub that made the difference for Campbelltown last week. Roxanne Dodd, who came in on late, 89th minute, in fact, but scored the first of the two goals that formed their equalising effort, 93rd minute. One high by Campbelltown. Finds Doman. Flags up. And here comes that substitution. Now Reardon has come off, and Ada Pedicic has come on. And it looks like she's just getting a little bit of a word, and a yellow card being shown as well, so possibly not dealing with that substitution in the correct way for West Torrens Birkalla from what I can see there. So Ada Pedicic on at that 63-minute mark. Caitlin Reardon will be calling her Saturday night early. Well, only took 3 minutes to get the scoring happening in this first half. We've now had almost 20 minutes played in this second. Nothing as of yet. A couple of chances for Campbelltown, but being denied to this point. Came out with plenty of fire, but at this point, just that momentum stifled a little bit.
Your ground, Stuart. Need to move those people away. We're not having players of you. Whoever it is down there.
Now, speaking of fun and games, there's a little bit of kerfuffle happening on the bench. West Torrens Birkalla coaching staff just trying to get some supporters dealt with. Chance here for Campbelltown. With Georgie Yanella waiting in the middle. Tried to go to Kafari instead, but didn't quite make it there. Bit of a rush clearance from West Torrens Birkalla. Thrown in quickly by Cavino. It's Kafari who's been really active in anchoring that attack for Campbelltown in this first half. Of course, she was the player that played it onto Monique Rakiki to opening the scoring, but she hasn't been rewarded in the second half as of yet. Georgie Yanella ends up being a loose ball, punched out by Nicole Robertson. Raised the question before this half started, what will West Torrens Birkalla do? Will they continue to press, or will they take things back a little gear and look to absorb the pressure from Campbelltown? Well, given the fact we haven't seen any goals from them yet, looks like they've chosen the latter option. Haven't been without opportunity in the second half though. Summer Doman just beat to the ball in the end. Back to Robertson. Calls for patience from the West Torrens Birkalla bench, which you can see playing out at the moment. Waiting for that second half goal just to change the look of things in the second half. Another drinks break here at Jack Smith Park, of course. Felt quite a few degrees warmer when it was kick-off at 5:30 this afternoon. It's a lot more pleasant excuse me, right at this particular moment. A bit of a chance to have a look at the Apex Steel WNPLSA table at the moment. Of course, there will be table implications of this particular game, but as we see it at the moment, West Adelaide, standout team of the competition with 5 wins, no losses or draws, sitting on 15 points with their 4-3 win against Football SA yesterday. They put themselves clear at the top of the table at this early point. Their nearest contender, Adelaide Comets, currently in second spot, followed by Football SA and Adelaide Uni. So numbers 2, 3 and 4, all with 2 wins, 2 draws and 1 loss for Adelaide Comets. Was their win last night against Metro United. A big win for them, actually, 5-1, which managed to keep them in that particular spot. Football SA, as we said, was a loss for them last night. A bit further down, Metro United had a bit of a slide following their results this week and last week. Currently in 7th spot. We'll take a break from the table though, because there's some changes happening at the moment for Campbelltown. The changes being Chantel Reid calling it a night. On comes Roxanne Dodd. And number 4 for Campbelltown, who I don't have on my sheet at the moment, but I will get that detail to you shortly. Certainly feels like the brakes have been pulled on this game at this particular point in time, with a mid-half drinks break and then a double substitution for Campbelltown. But as Jones Birkalla, no better way to get this game cooking again than with another attack, which is exactly what they try to do. Started 20 minutes to go in regular time on the One World and LED Sportal scoreboard for all the indoor and outdoor LED solutions. Plenty of time for Campbelltown here, but you certainly get the sense that West Jones Birkalla doing their best just to manage the game at this point. West Jones Birkalla getting ready for another substitution as well. Now, we were talking about the table a little bit earlier. I think we got to number 5 on the ladder, which is Metro United, sitting there with 2 wins, 1 draw and 2 losses at this stage. just ahead of Salisbury Inter with 6 points in 6th spot. Flinders United and Adelaide City on 5 points at the moment. So if West Torrens Birkalla manage to carry this lead through to 90 minutes, it will tie them up on points with Salisbury Inter and Flinders United. And I mean that leapfrog Adelaide City and just sit in that 8th position. Campbelltown's woes to date this season will continue. Of course, they did make promotion from WSL this year, so it has been an uplifting competition, but nonetheless, every team dreams of making that promotion and then putting together a dream run. Now, it is a long season, but you certainly do want to start some things in a way that builds some confidence. Dodd attempts to run onto it. Of course, the 93-minute hero last week after she came on at 89 minutes. Trimboli. Once Kira Glynns. Applin. Tries to find Williams. Lado back to Applin. He's found Williams this time. Gathered up though by Campbelltown. At this point of the game, you've got to credit West Torrens Birkalla for taking the wind out of Campbelltown's attack. They started the half pretty strongly all the way up into that midpoint drinks break, but that momentum shift certainly looks to have gone away now. And right on time there, trying to get something going here. Awkward looking fall there for Cavino. Results in a free kick. Bit of a shout for frustration, but they did manage to find Kafari there, but carried over, and it will be a goal kick. And Anatu will take this, of course, back in the side this week. And Kendall Jenner, West Torrens Birkalla's keeper from last week, who I thought put in a pretty impressive effort. Relegated to the bench, unfortunately. Campbelltown just continuing to work here. Doman plays it all the way back to Trimboli. Ball sent long, but no one there to gather it up. Monique Rikiki did make a sprint there to try and get to it. Unfortunately not to be. And at this point, West Torrens Birkalla not in any rush to get these clearances underway. They will do a substitution here though. And it will be number 25, Jasmine Franks, that comes on. And number 12, Quinn, that will be calling it a night at the 77-minute mark. Sub looking to make an instant impact there. Jasmine Franks, possession on the near side. Doesn't result in anything though. Dodd. Nice little ball trying to play Rikiki into some space. West Torrens Birkalla again, not in any rush to take this. The game management's in full effect at this point of the game, given the scoreline as well. All they have to do at this point is just hold on. And they will pick up that 3 points and jump a ladder position for their troubles as well. But probably the bigger thing to take out of the game for them will be 2 consecutive wins after losing 3 consecutively in the first 3 rounds of this Apex Steel WNPLSA season. Meanwhile for Campbelltown, after a little bit of hope last week with the draw, find themselves in the losing column once more, but as we did learn last week, 2 late equalisers for Campbelltown are certainly a possibility. Sent long in by West Torrens Birkalla, ultimately cleared. Another chance from here. Robertson doesn't quite get a leg to it. Sang is ready to fight for it. She'll continue to do so all the way up until it ends up over the boundary. And a throw in here for West Torrens Birkalla's 77th minute substitution in Jasmine Franks. Wins the ball, finds Vogelsang in the middle, back to Applin, Bilardo's in the middle with Williams on the far side. .82 minutes now on the One World LED and Sportal scoreboard for all your indoor and outdoor LED solutions. We thank our partners, Apex Steel, official naming rights partner of the Apex Steel WNPLSA, SA Power Networks, empowering women's football, and RAA, proud supporter of Football South Australia. Final opportunities here for Campbelltown to get 1 or 2 back. But West Torrens Birkalla at this point managing the game fairly well. A bit of frustration showing there. There'll be a yellow card shown to Sienna Kafari, who had a little bit of interaction with Applin. Aplin's had a couple of different, shall we say, interactions with Campbelltown's defenders tonight. But ultimately just a distraction when there's work to be done. Dodd competes for it, controls it, goes to ground, does win a free kick. Sent long. Not quite sure if it was looking to find the goal on its own or trying to play it to a dangerous space for one of the Campbelltown players, but regardless, capably dealt with by Roxanne. Not Roxanne Dodd. Like Anana Tuvi. Wrong team. Roxanne Dodd was the one that won the free kick. And of course scored that 93-minute goal last week for Campbelltown. Set Summer Doman, of course, up to get that equaliser, the 97th minute. Can Campbelltown have a bit of a fairy tale finish tonight? We've got about 5 minutes to wait till extra time before we can find out. Plenty of physical pressure from West Torrens Birkalla. Some frustration shown by Georgie Yanella. Flicking ball, just desperate to find something. West Torrens Birkalla showing their disagreement to that particular call. Campbelltown make a substitution here. Brooklyn Rigney, one of the players that's now playing for Campbelltown from Comets last year, will come on. Carly at Madonna will finish her night at this 86-minute mark. You do get the feeling that another goal is going to come and is going to be here. No, Brooklyn Rigney, the sub, trying to make an immediate impact. Not to be. What I was about to say was you do get a feeling that a goal is imminent at one side of the ground or other, as Campbelltown are just dialing up the attack. Will it be Kafari here? No, it's won by Aplin. It goes to the feet of Doman. Another chance here for Kafari. Ultimately finds a sideline for West Torrens Birkalla. Call from the coaching staff just to focus and a little bit of frustration on the field. Just struggling to deal with the pressure at the moment that we're seeing from Campbelltown. Back to the point I was making before, you do get a sense that a goal is going to come either from Campbelltown or from a gap that Campbelltown potentially leaves open for West Torrens Birkalla to hit on the counter-attack. 3-1 down here for Campbelltown. You may as well go for it. Vogel sang. Ada Pedicic who eventually got that shot off West Torrens Birkalla. sub in Brooklyn Rigney. Doing the work to try win this ball and make a difference late. Rigney again looks to play onto Kafari. Go out for a throw in at a very advanced position. Call for a new ball, and it was either mishit towards the Birkalla bench or aimed. Don't know. We won't make any assumptions here. Applin. Here's Bilardo. Williams tries to win it. She manages to chip it to Vogelsang. Still fighting for it. Applin just about finds Vogelsang, but intercepted by Campbelltown. Georgie Yanella once again working hard, manages to intercept, but ends up back with Birkalla now, and a chance here for Vogelsang. Will she get the foot to it? She does. Gathered up by Josephine Trimboli. Very near chance for Vogelsang to put the nail in the coffin and get a 5th goal so far for the season, and a second one for tonight. The cross comes in from Applin. Dangerous ball that ends up at the feet of Vogelsang up after Doman sort of mishits it. She's running in towards it, but had momentum behind her and sort of wasn't able to do anything with it except play it back into danger. We've hit 90 minutes on the One World LED and Sportal scoreboard for all your indoor and outdoor LED solutions. Of course, we'll discuss in a moment our Power Player of the Match, proudly supported by SA Power Networks. And although we've seen plenty of hard work from the Campbelltown players in this second half to try and get an equaliser, they haven't had it as of yet. For Campbelltown, I think you in particular have to point to Georgie Yanella as one of the standout players. She's been working really hard to get something happening. Monique Rikiki, her name deserves a mention as well. She was the goal scorer at just the 3-minute mark in this game. Elizabeth Gaffari. Plenty of attacking involvements as well, including play that ball through to Rikiki in that 3rd minute. Meanwhile, the West Torrens Birkalla, Applin has been a standout so far tonight. I think Talia Bilardo, another standout. And you've got to point to Sashi Williams as well. You can't forget Lena Vogelsang. Also, Vogelsang opened the scoring for West Torrens Birkalla in the 9th minute. She got some good service from Bilardo before controlling it onto her right foot and putting it in the back of the net. Applin can claim the assist for playing it through to Williams on the 23rd minute mark. And the other goal scorer was Nicole Robertson, who was the owner of the foot who eventually saw it over the line. It looks like the clock's stopped at the moment. Frozen on 90 minutes, so we're not sure how far into added time we are, but sense that the whistle is about to go. Quick check of the watch for the ref. Zakia Husseini, along with his assistants, Sun Chen and Faisal Karemi, who officiated this match tonight. Final chances for Campbelltown here. Yanella tried to launch it, doesn't make it through. It'll be Kafari here who makes the difference, or Rikiki. Tough challenge there. Whistle's gone. Both players on the ground, both Monique Rikiki, who gets the yellow card, and looks like it is Lena Vogelsang. And West Torrens Birkalla will absolutely be in no hurry to take this, as you feel that final whistle be imminent at this point. Francis sends it in, but ultimately it ends up in the hands of Josephine Trimboli. Last roll of the dice for Campbelltown here, but there is the whistle. All finished from Jack Smith Park with the home team, West Torrens Birkalla, defeating Campbelltown 3-1 in the end, despite Campbelltown opening the scoring in just the 3rd minute. West Torrens Birkalla controlled that first half. 9th, 23rd and 32nd minute goals. And ultimately, just able to have that luxury in the second half to be a little bit more patient, which makes it 2 in a row for West Torrens Birkalla. Impressive given 3 successive defeats. And all players embracing in the middle of the park at the moment. So a game that certainly slowed down in the second half, especially during the later periods, but that's what happens when you manage to get a lead early. But ultimately, West Torrens Birkalla will be going home tonight winners and feeling pretty proud of themselves. The power player of the match, proudly supported by SA Power Networks, I think tonight has to go to Lena Vogelsang. Just the way she anchors that West Torrens Birkalla attack is just always dangerous, either in creating an assist or finding the back of the net herself, as she did in the 9th minute to open the scoring. Makes her a player that's very difficult to deal with, and she does now, of course, have 4 goals to her name in the first 5 rounds. That's all we got time for, so we'll wrap things up now. All done from Jack Smith Park and for the Apex Steel WNPL SA Round 5. Simon Jimenez signing off. We'll see you soon.